Hey, what's up, everybody? It's Felix, aka Steve, and Scott Drake here from StraightShootingShow.com, and today we're gonna shoot a Russian Mosin Nagant with the PU Snipe Scope. This is one that Steve has been itching to shoot. What is it that attracts you about this firearm, and why do you want to shoot it?
It's just a Mosin sniper rifle with a PU scope. I always wanted to shoot one, so...
You've never shot one?
Never shot one.
Today will be the first day. So I don't need to tell you about these rifles. You can go online. I mean, people talk a lot about the Mosin Nagant and the PU Snipe Scope, but basically it's a World War II sniper scope. You'll see this in the movie Enemy at the Gates, and I've seen YouTube videos where people are shooting at 800 yards, like a 24-inch steel target, 1,000-yard shot. Today we're just gonna, this is a two-part video. Today we're just gonna kind of zero it in, maybe at like 100 yards, because we're gonna work up to a long-range shot. Scott, you're the long-range expert. What kind of distance do you think we can hit it, say like a 24-inch target?
I mean, ballistically, it's not much different than a 30-06. So bullet, you know, ballistically, we should be able to get there no problem. Now, accuracy-wise,
get where? How far?
Out to 1,000.
1,000 yards?
I would say 1,000. Yeah. I mean, no problem.
All right.
It's still going to be supersonic at 1,000 yards. You know, now the accuracy out of these questionable at best.
I think they're pretty accurate. The Germans might think so. The Nazis might think they're accurate too.
The Nazis would say that they're garbage because their rifles were way better. But, you know, there were some long-range hits recorded with these guns during World War II and before. So, you know, it's possible. Those guys, when you get to know your weapon, though, you know, when you're using the same gun every day for years during war, you really get to know that gun. So, you know, it's kind of different just picking one up and going out and saying I'm going to shoot 1,000 yards with it. But
well, we're gonna get started on that 1,000-yard shot today. I've only shot it once. I zeroed it out to about 100 yards, and I started at like a 25-meter zero, and I walked it out to 100. So it should be good at 100. We might have to make a few adjustments to it, but we're eventually going to lead up to a very long-distance shot, I guess next weekend.
Yeah, we'll do it next time.
All right. Hey, thanks for watching. We're going to shoot this Russian Mosin Nagant PU Sniper. It's built on a 1943 with looks like a real World War II sniper scope. Yeah. Hang on. Dang. That guy didn't know how close he came to dying.
The eye relief on this thing is way far forward. Dude, we need to shim this thing and square it up. We'll have to do that in the shop this week. And your up-down adjustment's not even tight. So, who put your scope on?
I don't know, that's the way I bought it.
Oh, okay. Well, it's all janky, we need to fix it.
It's good. When you say janky, what do you mean?
Alright, so... that was loose. That was loose. So if you look down your center line of the scope, right?
Yeah.
Okay, it's offset, aiming that way.
I gotcha.
So it's not straight down the bore. The way that you fix that is you come in here, you shim the back of this.
Okay.
You tighten this down, and I mean you have to like crank this down tight.
Gotcha.
This is your vertical. So you set these set screws to set the vertical up and down. So what we would do is mechanically zero this scope. So this should be dialed all the way to 0. Boop, like that. Should mechanically zero this gun by shooting at the target and adjusting here and with that shim on 0 and 0. Okay, till it hits 0 there. Then when we've got it set there, it should be calibrated. So this should be corresponding to yardage. So if we're zeroing at 100, we'll actually set it to 100.
See, I just took it out as was and adjusted it, just adjusted these until I zeroed it, you know what I mean? So no wonder they were at like 10.
Yeah, so these should correspond to meters. So if we go 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9,000.
Loud.
Well, I know what my point of aim was. I want to see what it grew. One more of those rounds. Yeah, we need to hack about 3 inches off of that stock, put a butt pad on it, and put a Timney in it.
Yeah.
I know, you want to keep it original.
That's terrible.
Mosin Snipe rifle. It was sniperized during World War II. Yeah, right on. Well, anyway, man, I'm gonna get back to it, but yeah, I thought you'd like to see that bolt.
It was a little wet.
I don't remember. Is yours threaded for like a bolt knob? It's just a standard Remington, right? 'Cause I can thread your bolt knob. All right. Okay, I have a Timney. Yeah. So just a 700, right? Okay, yeah, I've got one. Okay, all right, buddy. Bye.
That was a little bit right. All inside the 5.
The scope, I mean, it's lacking. It's what, 80, 90-year-old technology now?
Yeah.
So, I mean, the scope is lacking compared to modern stuff, but this was the equipment. This is what we have to deal with. You know, you can't bitch about the equipment because that's just what you have. Okay, so if we're going to make a 1,000-yard shot with it, there's a lot of stuff we have to do. We're going to have to tweak the scope. It's not set up correctly. This is just the way that Felix bought it. So we're going to take it back to the shop, set it up, shim it, get everything in line, get everything torqued. Just discovered the stock bolts are loose, so that's probably part of the accuracy issues. The forward handguard, the upper handguard is sliding around. We're going to figure out what's going on with that.
So but basically everything just needs to be tightened down a little bit, and the scope needs to be straightened out.
The scope needs to be straightened out, and if you don't know how these PU scopes work, so basically you set everything to 0, and then you have these adjustment screws, and you basically zero the gun to the 0 using the adjustment screws and the adjustments on the scope themselves. Once you get that zeroed that way, then your adjustments on the scope actually correlate. Get it generally set up. We'll have to come back out, shoot it.
Will we have to re-zero it again at 100 yards, 25 yards?
Yeah, absolutely.
But do you how about the accuracy, though, of that rifle, the rifle barrel? Because you were hitting those targets at 380 yards. Can we make a 1,000-yard shot?
It's possible. I mean, it's hard to tell with the accuracy of the gun because everything is loose and basically just not set up correctly.
All right.
The Mosin, it's not known for its accuracy in the first place, but I think once we get everything tightened in, we'll get our group sizes down to something sub 3-inch, you know.
Vasily Zaitsev would say differently.
I'm not sure that guy actually existed, so Russian propaganda.
It was good that we came out to kind of get an idea of what this Mosin Nagant sniper was doing, and as Scott pointed out, we've got some work to do to the scope back in the shop to get it straight, pretty much, right? I had some screws loose. This magazine screw right here.
Yeah, your forward action screw or stock bolt, and then your rear tang screw was loose.
Yeah, this top handguard is sliding around, so we need to tighten these down somehow. And but once we get this all nice and tight, we'll come back out here and shoot some serious long-range shooting. We're going to spend a day out here. But it was a good initial look at what needs to be done and maybe what you need to do to your Mosin Nagant sniper when you get it and you want to start doing some long-range shooting. But I think it shoots pretty straight because we were hitting the targets and you guys were even hitting out at 380 yards.
Mm-hmm.
Now, aside from the scope not being tight and everything kind of need to be screwed in, what'd you think of shooting something like this, Steve?
Different, way different. The eye relief is not what I'm used to, but
well, it is not. Obviously, it is not a modern sporting rifle. It is not a modern sniper rifle. This is a 1940s, 3-power scope.
Right.
So,
and like I said, I mean, this is the equipment they had, so this is what you got to deal with. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
If you want to shoot like it's 1943,
that's what I want to do.
Right. You want to shoot like it's 1943. You got to deal with the scope and the eye relief and all that stuff. There's some things that I would do to the rifle. I'll probably catch a lot of hell from the Mosin guys for this, but cut that stock down, put a real butt pad on it.
Yeah.
Because nothing says the snipers in World War II didn't cut their stock down to make it fit.
Sure, they could. Some people could have customized it a little bit more.
So I mean, you can't get the eye relief on the scope that you need with that stock length unless you're freaking Swahili with
tall and long and lanky.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I think it's fun to shoot, and we're going to try to make a very long distance shot, 800 yards, 1,000 yards. So stay tuned for part 2. And we're also going to show you what we're going to do to this in the shop to get this scope straight. So thanks for watching another great episode of StraightShootingShow.com. Be sure to check out our website, Straight Shooting Show, our Instagram at Straight Shooting Show, Drake's Fine Sporting Arms. Thanks to our sponsor, Cerakote Southwest, MyGunDiary.com. Hey, leave us a comment. Tell me what you think of the Mosin Nagant sniper rifle. Subscribe to our channel and give us a thumbs up on this video. See you next time.
See you later.